Hey everybody, how's it going? In this video we're going to be talking about strings. Now, in case you forgot, strings are just simply literals. They're words, they're sentences. Anything of the sort is called a string. So for example, something like this. Name equals Mora codes, okay? I put a space in it and it works. I remove the space, it works. This, in all of its forms, is a string, right? You can manipulate strings however you want, you see. So for example, let's say that I want to write that name 3 times. So all I have to do is just basically, so I'm going to say name 3 times, okay? And I'm going to write name and then multiply it by 3. Okay, so now when I print name, it's going to print only Mora codes because in that variable, in that identifier, it was only stored as 1 time. But however, when I print this variable right here that I declared, this identifier, you have to be familiar with those, with the programming lingo. It's going to print it 3 times. Okay, so that's one very important thing that you need to learn, is that strings can be manipulated, right? If you were to do it 5 times, it would have multiplied it by 5. They would have repeated 5 times. I don't know if you can see here, but right here on the right hand side, there you go. Okay, here's another thing that is interesting about strings, right? You can add them together. So something like this, sentence, okay, equal, so Mora is 24 then years old. Okay, now if you print that sentence, it's going to show Mora is 24 years old. So you basically have used the mathematical operators to manipulate strings. And that's basically how it works. So you can manipulate strings using operators of normal math. And that's how they work. And that leaves me in a position to talk to you about something. Strings manipulation is a huge thing in programming. There's a lot of different ways that you can manipulate strings, that you can use it for your tasks, for your programming, and it's very important to learn how these things work. In fact, there are a lot of interview questions that are based on strings. So really, really do pay attention to strings because it's going to help you in the long run. I'll see you in the next one.